channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to cream contour and also highlight, powder, all of that stuff. I recently have been getting a lot of requests to do so, plus the last time I did a contour video was I think almost a year ago, and it was with powder, and I never got to do a cream contour version of how I do it. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it done in my videos tons and times. I have never done like a walkthrough type of video, so that is what we are going to be doing today. I do have all of my makeup done already, but obviously without the cream and contouring and all of that stuff. So if you guys want to see how I cream contour, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So this is going to probably be a very long video just because I really do want to get into depth and everything. So go ahead and grab a snack if you haven't already, because it'll be a long one. So I'll have all my products that I'm using, and we're just going to start out with highlighting. Now with highlighters, it can be a little bit tricky because not everybody's going to be the same skin tone as me. So I'm going to try to go through all the skin tones really quickly and just let you guys know from like more pale skin to more darker skin what concealers that you should use. So basically, if you are like me and get no sleep because you have children that like to stay awake longer than they should, then you want to conceal these dark circles, because I have super dark circles and I have really bad bags underneath my eyes, which I'm literally about to go get Botox because I'm way too young to be having these already. Like, it's ridiculous. So for me personally, I am medium skin toned. Right now, my body's a little bit tan, my face is a little bit light right now because of the lighting, but I am a medium skin tone. So for me, I like to use 1 to 2 shades lighter for my concealer to highlight, and to conceal, I like to use the same color as my face. So I want to always match, which is very important. You want to match your foundation to your body. You don't want to match your foundation to your face. So I am medium skin tone, like I said. So my chest and my skin is darker than my face. For concealer, I always use 1 to 2 shades lighter to highlight with. Now, you can conceal and do all of that and color correct, but that I'm going to do a whole different video on. So if you want to learn how to color correct, then go ahead and like this video, and I will do another video on that to go more into depth. But I'm just going to focus on highlighting and contouring in this one. So I have a few affordable drugstore concealers that you guys can use, and I also have some higher end ones if you obviously want a better concealer. So my first choice for lighter concealers that are drugstore are these LA Pro concealers. These are amazing concealers. This I think would be comparable to the NARS one, and also Maybelline Fit Me concealers are also comparable to the NARS one. NARS is like my hands down favorite concealer. I love that concealer, but it is really expensive. I think it's about $30. So if you didn't want to spend that $30, then I would definitely recommend these ones, or again, the Maybelline Fit. I don't have one to show you. I'll insert a picture right here to show you what it looks like, but I also use that concealer as well. So these ones are very, very full coverage, so you definitely don't need a lot of product. The shades that I have right now are Creamy Beige and Natural. I've been using Natural to highlight with and Creamy Beige to conceal. Today we're just going to use the Natural one. And I also have this other one. This is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Concealer. This one's a little bit more creamy, and this one's a little bit more thick. So if you don't mind the thickness of concealers, definitely choose this one. If you wanted it more blendable, easy to work with, especially if you're starting out, then definitely go with a more creamy one, which is this L'Oreal one, and also the Maybelline one is a really good one. So this is in the shade Fair Light. Like I said, I like to use concealers that are 1 to 2 shades lighter. So what we're going to do is we are just going to go ahead and make a triangle underneath our eyes. Basically like that. Just do the triangle under the face. It is also supposed to lift your face up, giving the illusion that you're lifting. So I definitely, girl, I definitely need a lot of lifting, okay? So this is like cheap plastic surgery, super cheap. I'm going to go ahead and do that on both sides. You do not have to do this. You can just dot, and you can also do stripes. It doesn't really matter. You can make yourself look like a tribal warrior. It doesn't really matter. You just want to stick this concealer underneath there. And I like to pull it out about like a little bit further than my eyebrow, because I really want that lift. Then I like to highlight the chin. Sometimes I do highlight my forehead. Now, if you are a person that has a big ass forehead like I do, you don't want to highlight your forehead. You definitely want to contour it, but you don't want to highlight. But sometimes I do highlight that area just because I like it to bring attention to my eyebrows sometimes. To just give it like, you know, I don't know why, I just do it, okay? And then I like to highlight my nose. So I put a little bit of concealer there. Now sometimes I will have redness around the sides of my nose, so I will put concealer there as well, but today I'm not gonna do that. And then I also like to put concealer right here underneath my contour, and that is just going to make that contour really stand out. So I'm going to put a little bit of that. So now that we look a little bit crazy, oh, I like to put on my Cupid's bow too. That really accentuates the top of your lip, making your lips look bigger, if you were wondering. Okay, so now moving on to contouring. So with contouring, I also like to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal. With this, the contour shade, you will always want to go 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone. This is the shade Almond, and I think this might be a little bit too dark for me. I don't want to chance it. I have not used this shade yet. I just bought it. So I'm probably going to opt in for another one. Another thing I like to do for cream contouring is I like to use, which I have used in the past in many of my videos, are these Maybelline Fit Me sticks. I have the shades Coconut and Coconut, I guess. I thought I had another shade. Okay, both of these are Coconut. So I use the shade Coconut. I'm not going to use it today because I always use it in my videos. I actually want to try a new product. This is the ColourPop Sculpting Stick, and I just recently bought this. This is in the shade Renaissance, and it is for cream contouring. So we are going to use this. Basically what you're going to do is you want to put this in the hollows of your cheek. So me, I don't make like the fishy face anymore because I don't need to, but for starters, if you guys are just starting out, the easiest way to find the crevice of your cheekbone is to make the fishy face like this. So right here, as you can see when I make that face, that is where you're going to put that contour. So because I already know where mine's at, I'm just going to draw a little line right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and doing this too helps too because it kind of stretches it out so you can see. Definitely need to contour this big ass forehead of mine. So I'm just going to make some lines around my hairline because when I blend that out, it's going to make my forehead appear a little bit smaller. I like to put a few little marks right here on the side of my temple, just to bring the face in, making it look thinner. And then I'm going to also contour my jawline because, girl, no one wants a double chin, okay? I definitely have one. No shame in my game. I had 2 kids, so thank you. Okay, and then you obviously want to bring that contour down. So I'm going to bring a few lines of those downward. Now some contour their nose and some don't. I personally love to contour my nose because I have huge ass nostrils. Like, I have some big ass nostrils. I used to be so ashamed of them, but now I'm just embracing them, you know. It is what it is. Love yourself and love what you were born with, ladies, okay? Because makeup can always fix that. So I'm going to contour my nose. So I'm going to use this to go down the sides of my nose really lightly on both sides, starting from the inner corner and working my way down really lightly. This pencil is very pigmented, so if you do get this pencil, use it very lightly. And then I'm gonna kind of round it off at the tip right there, and that's what I'm gonna do. Depending on what kind of nose shape you have, it's kind of difficult to determine how to shape it, but for my nose, because I have those big nostrils, that is why I do the rounded. I don't know. That's just what I do. We have this hot mess on our face. Now we're gonna start blending out. So this is the Black Pro Beauty Blender. I use it to do my foundation, but I'm gonna wet it a little bit more and just let it be super moist. I want it to be a little bit more wet than usual. See how bouncy that is? You don't ever want to use a beauty blender dry. I've seen so many people say that they can't get the beauty blender to work for them, and I ask why, and they don't wet it. Ladies, wet your beauty blenders, because that is how you're supposed to use them. Some girls do use it dry for certain looks or certain types of things, but for cream contouring, definitely wet your blender, okay? So we're gonna go in with that concealer and just start dabbing our concealer out. And be very gentle when going underneath the eyes. So I'm just gonna fast forward this because all I'm doing is I'm going to just blend out just the concealer. Okay. So once everything is blended out, we're gonna go ahead and blend out our contour. Now for the contour, I like to use a brush for this. A lot of people I see use a beauty blender, but I like to really blend it out because sometimes when you use a beauty blender, it doesn't blend it out as good as a brush would. In my opinion, I feel like the brush does it way better. So I use the Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. I love this brush, it's amazing. And when you do blend out your contour, you always wanna start at the end, which is by your hairline first, and you want to work your way back, because if you work your way frontwards like this, you're going to push that contour all the way down, and we don't want that. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to start blending, pulling that contour back. And if you need to apply more, then just go ahead and do that. But I like to start out with less, just so that I don't look like I have like a whole hot mess on my face. Then I'm going to blend out my forehead. Just basically blend all of this out. And same with when you start to do your chin, bring it downward and not upward. I'm just going to brush it down to just blend it with my neck. I really do like this product. It really blends out nicely. So see, you have that nice contour line. It's not too dark and it's not too light. It's just right. I probably would add a little bit. And then for my nose contour, I'm going to take a more small precision brush. This is the Sigma Precision Round P82 brush. I love this brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend out my nose contour. And when you do blend that out, you want to just bring it down the sides and then push it downward. You want the middle of your nose to stay highlighted. And this is like the perfect brush to do that. And you could also blend it out with your finger as well. That helps if you don't have one of these brushes. I kind of use the brush and my fingers, so. See, and my nose looks slimmer, but it also looks natural. It doesn't look like too contour. I'm going to go ahead and set all of this. When you do cream contour and you do have liquid or creamy products on your face, you always want to set it just so that it won't crease. So there's a few things. I like to use my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder underneath my eyes to set my concealer, and not only does this set it really well, it never creases, and it also brightens up that area as well, giving it that extra bright. A lot of girls use the translucent Laura Mercier powder, which I have not tried, but I really like that brightening look. I I like to bake. Baking is when you set powder onto the concealer and you leave it on. I honestly don't even know what I was doing before I knew what baking was, but this is an amazing technique to really lock in that concealer. I'm going to place this everywhere I highlighted, even underneath. And this is just going to make that line super defined. Make your contour as sharp as your wing. I feel like I always look so crazy when I do this. And sorry that I'm looking that way. I have a flip out screen. I'm just gonna set that, let that sit for 5 minutes usually, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it off now. So, because I don't have time to sit here for like 5 minutes and wait. To brush off my bake, I like to use the Morphe M438 brush. I love this brush and it's also super affordable. So we're just gonna go ahead and wipe that off. And as you can see, it's not like white. So now for bronzers, I have a few different bronzers. I have a couple high-end ones and then a couple drugstore ones. So one really great bronzer that I first started out with was this Bronze Booster by Physicians Formula. This is in the shade medium to dark and it just looks like this. This is a really, really light bronzer, so for those who fair to light skin, this would be a perfect bronzer for you because it's super, super light. And it's also very affordable and it won't make you look orange. Now with bronzer, you really want to be careful with bronzer because if you do put too much, no matter what color it is or how light it is, it can still look orange on you. So definitely stay away from the super dark bronzers if you are light, fair to light skin tones. For the more medium, like my skin tones, I would definitely go with more of a bronzer like NARS or Hoola. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. Mine broke and I wanted to salvage it, so I actually put it back together with alcohol and it works pretty good. So I'm almost out of it. I have to buy another one, but this one for the medium skin tone, definitely recommend. And also for the medium and even light skin tone can use this as well. It's a very versatile bronzer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in Milk Chocolate. So for all you light fair girls, this would be perfect for you. If you're a little bit more darker than medium tone or you just like that darker bronzed look, definitely get the chocolate one. That's a little bit darker than this, but this is also a really light bronzer and it's super, super nice to bronze with as well. Today we're gonna contour. I'm gonna go in with this Carity F21 brush and just lightly dab that into that product and tap it off. And in circular motions, starting out the same way we blended this contour out is the same way we're going to apply the bronzer. So you want to start in the back and you want to slowly blend that and work your way. So just like this, and see, just like that, I have to turn, but just like that, you add a little bit of bronzer. And then you're just going to bring it on your temples, bring it up to your forehead. Obviously add as you go, but literally do it with a light hand. Do the other side. And you could see how that put like a lot of product. You just blend, blend, blend. And see, by putting that concealer right here, it truly makes that bronzer stand out, which is why I did that. You don't necessarily have to. If you don't like a harsh contour line like this, then definitely don't do that. Just stick to bronzing. And then I like to even go further than that step, and I like to use my NARS Ita brush, and I like to go in again with that bronzer, and I just broke my bronzer even more. I just like to chisel out that contour even more. And you can get any brush for this, to be honest, but I just really, really like this brush. So I like to just do this in this type of motion and then I'll blend upwards with it. I mean, when you bronze, I definitely would not try this for the first time if you are gonna go out on a date or something like that. Definitely have a day to where you just sit down and play. Practice is key with this. So don't get frustrated if you can't get it on the first time. It took me years and years, and even sometimes now I don't know how to bronze. I go outside and I'm like, what the hell? I put way too much on. I mean, so it happens. Like in this lighting right now, it looks like I have tons of bronzer on, but I really don't in person. See, that's the thing about YouTube videos I did want to address. My eyebrows in my last tutorial were literally shit. I was so embarrassed of my eyebrows, I didn't even want to upload that video. But just the way the lighting was, and I suck at lighting, I'm gonna be honest, I really suck. But just the lighting and the way that the video quality was, it literally showed my eyebrows like so bad. Like today, obviously I did them so much better, but like I said, that was just a really bad eyebrow day and they didn't look like that in person. So I don't even know what the heck happened. But a few of my friends were like, girl, and I'm like, girl, shut up, I know. So I just wanted to address that. So just keep in mind that my skin may, to some of you, look super white and dull, but in person, it looks perfectly fine. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, so after that, I like to go back in with that little fluffy brush and just blend it out. And that's how you contour. So, to finish this look up, oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a great palette from Wet n Wild. It's called the Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is definitely a bang for your buck because you get a highlight and a contour shade. I got mine in the shade Caramel Toffee, and Wet n Wild is also a cruelty-free brand. If you are vegan, then this is a great alternative for that. The shade in here is a banana shade, and banana shades underneath your eyes tend to make it more lighter. I used to use banana powder underneath my eyes. I use the banana powder, which is also really affordable. But I now use the Laura Mercier one just because I love how my concealer doesn't crease. So this shade is like really, really good for medium skin tones. The shade would be way too orange if you are lighter skinned, and like I said, it's in the shade Caramel Toffee. So I do believe they have a few other colors. If you are light to medium skin, then definitely get the lightest one, and if you are medium skin tone, then I really like the Toffee one. And what I like about it too is on the back, it shows you how to use it. So it has like a little pictorial back there, which is nice. So for those who don't know what they're doing, you can kind of go off what it says right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. I love these Jordana blushes. They're only $1.99, I think, or maybe $2.99. I get mine at Walgreens. This is my favorite one in the shade Tawny Beige. I love this. This is a really light blush. Now to the best part of this whole entire video is your highlight. So let me just show you my personal favorites. So my #1 everyday highlighter that I've been using literally nonstop is this Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. Girl, I love this highlighter. Like, can we just take a second here? Let's just take a second here. Can we just look at that? I mean, one swipe, barely put my finger in it. It's just beautiful. I love this. I usually use it every day. My next favorite one is this Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I cannot wait until she comes out with the newest one. I can't remember what it's called, but I love using this one as well. It has so many bronzy shades in it. I love it. This is perfect for summertime. I usually use these two. This one and this one together. This one is Dripping in Gold, and then this one is called Sunburst. I love those two. But I think today I'm just going to use what I always use, and I'm going to use the Becca Opal. These highlighters are amazing. They are $38, but I promise you they are worth it. So I'm going to take this Morphe M501 brush. This is my favorite brush to highlight. And I'm going to place this on the higher points of my cheekbone. And I'm going to work my way down, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit underneath my brow. Like right where my brow ends right there, that's where I'm going to leave that. So I'm just going to apply that on both of my sides of my cheeks. And I add a lot of highlight, guys, but it does not look cakey at all. Because I'm going to show you a trick on how to make it not cakey. So I highlight the tip of my nose, and in the center, I highlight my Cupid's bow. And sometimes I will highlight above my brow. Then I'll go back, put a little bit more without dusting off. I know, right? And that's how you get that glow. So, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush like this one. This is a dupe for the It Cosmetics brush, the big fluffy one. I got this on eBay. You just type in powder brush and this will pop up. So I'm just going to very lightly blend all of that together. Bring it down. And then I'm gonna go take my damp beauty blend that's already damp, but I'm gonna dampen it a little bit more. And I'm going to just place this on top of my highlight because that will make it not look so powdery. And I feel like it kind of sets it into the skin a little bit more. And then after I do that, I'm gonna go back in with that highlighter. I know it seems so crazy, but I promise you, if you wanna blind those hating ass bitches, this is what you wanna do, okay? Just follow. So then, you're gonna go over one more time. And that's it. Okay, so this is the completed look. This is how you contour, highlight, all that good stuff. And on my lips, just in case you guys are wondering, I'm using ColourPop's Mess Around. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I explained this as best as I could. Definitely let me know videos you guys are wanting to see from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!